Hi, I'm Mr. Seiler, and I'm going to show you a fun art activity where you can make a tree with your student. Let's get started. You're going to need a piece of paper, and there's a few different ways you can make your tree. We're going to be using a hand. So one option is that you can trace your student's hand, have them hold it out. You can even sort of help them or let them do it on their own, but put down one hand and use a crayon to trace the other. One fun thing to do with this is if you take a piece of a cardboard box and put it under there when they are coloring, they get a cool sensory experience of seeing the ridges of the cardboard box under there. And it gets a cool texture that looks sort of like bark. So see if you can find a box and break down a piece of it and put it under there. And it gives you a cool texture. Option number two for your tree trunk is you could trace their hand on a cereal box or a cracker box like I used here, and then where you can glue that down, put a little bit of glue. It can be liquid glue or glue stick, and then we would glue that down. Option number three, if you don't mind getting a little messy and you have some brown paint at home, is you can take their hand and stick their hand in there, and then you can stick it on there. So get their whole hand in, and then you're going to press that onto the paper, and you're going to make the tree trunk and branches with that. And then you'll just need to wipe hands off. All right, so that gives us our tree trunk. So then for leaves, what we're going to need to do is it's fun to go on a search outside and find some leaves. So I went outside and found a few different leaves. And one fun option is that you can take these and you can hide them under the paper, and you can do a leaf rubbing with them. And it's kind of like you're playing hide and go seek with leaves because you won't really know where they are until you start coloring. So we can take a crayon and we can start coloring our paper and try to find each of the leaves that are hiding from us under the paper. And you'll find that you can see the veins and the shapes of them the more you color the paper. So it's like playing hide and go seek with leaves. This works especially well if you have crayons that don't have a paper on them. So if you have a student that likes to peel crayon paper, or if you just want to make it a little easier for your student, if you take a moment and peel the crayon paper off of it to where you have just a plain piece, that's going to work a lot better. It's going to go a lot faster. And if you have a student that gets frustrated with things turning out perfectly, taking a moment and doing that, and you'll see that I'm having some trouble with it. A good tip for getting crayon paper off is if you actually put a crayon in a freezer for a couple of minutes, it'll cool it down and shrink it, and the paper will actually slide off. So the other thing you can do to get those leaves on there where you'll actually see the leaves is you can simply put some glue on the back of them. I would recommend doing it on the side that is shiny. It'll stick better. And then you also have the nice experience of then being able to feel the veins of them, but the veins will keep it from sticking as well. So do it on the smooth side, the glossy side,